How to sew a two-hole button. You're going to start from the back of where you want your button to be, and you're using a double thread. You're going to take 2 stitches right over where you just pulled your thread through that has the knot on it. So this is just reinforcing. This is our anchor stitch. We have our two-hole button, and you come through one hole and out through the other. And then you are going to take a stitch right in the same spot that you put your anchor stitches. It's going to get difficult to sew because there's going to be so much thread in that spot. And you always want to check after you've pulled through that your thread is tight. And you're going to come up through one hole, out through the other, and take another stitch in the same spot. Making sure that you go through all the layers of fabric to give the button the best security. After each go through, I'm checking to make sure I don't have any loops that have been left behind. Also want to look on the back, because often you'll do your sewing, everything looks great from the front, and you realize you have these big loops at the back. And if you catch them in between each section of sewing, then you can probably fix them. If not, you might have to redo your whole button. So you're going to go through each hole and take a stitch a total of 4 times. And once you get comfortable, you can do this even more efficient way, where you go through a hole and the fabric all in one go, but you're probably going to need the aid of a thimble or even pliers. And go slow when you're pulling all your threads through so that they have the best chance of not tangling. Sewing buttons with double threads, notorious for getting knots. Now I've come through to the back of my fabric because I'm all done sewing the button on, and I'm going to make my knot at the back of the fabric. Use the method of 3 wraps around the needle. I'm going to hold all of that thread in place and pull my needle through until I have a nice secure knot at the base. Snip it off. Now I always like to do a stress test after I've sewn on a button, just to make sure nothing went wrong. Give that button a good yank, and you will know that it is good and sturdy.